to talk about cryptocurrency and blockchain, we have with us our esteemed guest, Jaynti Kanani, the co-founder of Polygon Technology, earlier known as Matic Networks. Polygon aims to resolve the scalability of Ethereum-based blockchains, supporting a multi-chain Ethereum ecosystem, and has a massive market cap of $6.57 billion, making it the 17th largest cryptocurrency right now. Welcome, sir. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you all, and thanks for having me. Yeah.
Also, not to forget, if you have any doubts during the session, we'll be allowing you to unmute yourself and ask the questions directly to sir towards the end. Okay, I think we can begin with the questions, right? So, are you ready?
Yeah, we can begin this. Yes.
Okay, so the first question kind of intrigued me a lot as well. So, can you tell us about your journey towards building Polygon and what motivated you to create this company?
Yeah. So basically, before I started Matic, I was also creating multiple side projects and for myself, and I just wanted to do something in startup world, right? And that's that's where I tinkering around multiple side projects, and one of them was a betting platform for TV series, right? And where you can go and bet on some TV series or a movie, let's say Marvel or Disney world. You can go and kind of create your own theories and put some money on top of the other people's theory and kind of play around that. And that's where I thought I wanted to integrate a global payment system, right? And for that, I just looked into the Bitcoin and Ethereum just to avoid. I didn't want to create a bank account or entity setup for the just to integrate the payment system, right? And yeah, I mean, if you think about it, I was just doing something and then I found a problem, and then I started digging into it, and then I realized, okay, this Ethereum is not supporting a lot of transactions. It gets jammed very quickly. A user has to pay a lot of fees to make a transaction. So I thought, let me check how we can scale the Ethereum, and that's how that kind of the problem motivated me to start the whole scalability solutions in Matic, right? So basically, I was doing something else, and then I stumbled upon the problem, and I started digging into it. Yeah.
So, like you said, you thought of building your own company, but how do you go about that? How do you start? How do you develop your own blockchain?
Yeah. So first of all, you have a problem, right? Like you just need to make sure you want to scale a particular blockchain, right? And then there are many ways to do that. Either you just kind of create a different blockchain which upgrade to the current blockchain, right? You want to scale and say, okay, hey, everyone just go on the second blockchain because it's faster and everything. What we did is we created the layer 2, right? We used we created another blockchain, right, and anchored on the first blockchain, Ethereum, right? And so you can move your tokens or data from one chain to another chain, and you can move back whenever you want. The thing is that why we do that, right? So the question is why shouldn't we just create a new blockchain, or why should we create a blockchain, the whole thing, right? So the thing is that I never thought about creating the blockchain to be honest. The problem is that I just wanted to solve the scalability, right? And it can have multiple ways. Either you can just have a state channels, right? Or maybe you can create another blockchain, right? But the thing is that at the time, I evaluated all the possible scaling solutions, and I thought this is the best way to go about it because it had a trade-off and everything, and my instinct was just to go with the best solutions which has a better developer experience, right? So whenever, like, say, if I want to take the decisions on the what should we do, like should we do X or Y, I always think about like how it will affect the development of an application, like because we are building for our users, like the users are developers, right, for us. So if you think about the developers, like it just you can basically take the decision on based on that. If you want to create a blockchain, what should we do next, etc. Whatever you do, it's basically based on your uh, kind of no idea of creating something new for your developers and make it better. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. And talking about crypto and its future, what do you think is the future of crypto in India and in general? And what is your vision for the Indian crypto industry?
Yeah, I mean, when I started it, I never thought about just for the Indian ecosystem, right? I just wanted to solve the problem, simple as it. And I want to make sure like people use that, right? It can be Indian people, it can be outside India, it can be anyone, right, in the world. So for Matic, like we are not kind of no very particularly like just an Indian project, right? We started out of India, but now we are global. And to be honest, like it happens when you think about the outside, when you think not just for your kind of a local country, like your local area or maybe country, you have to build for the world, right? So I'm seeing more and more people are building from India for the world, not just for the India, right? And it's basically a huge thing, in India, like we have a tendency to just create and just to make it out there without making it better. And that's where kind of we changed our approach, and we wanted to make sure like we make the product which basically used by everyone, not just for India. And for India specifically, kind of particularly we started the crypto or blockchain in community in India. Like before us, like there was some small community people around there in crypto, but not majorly. Like now, if you see like many people are building crypto projects, blockchain projects out of India because we kind of um, cleared a path for them, right? And it's a like it's because people always kind of take look up to us and create something new because it's easy to create now because they know like Matic guys have done this thing, so we can just do the same thing and maybe there won't be a problem. Particularly on the government side, I think of course like when the new market comes, right? When you let's say for example Airbnb, right? So Airbnb when Airbnb came, there are major uh, issues around the security of the guest and the regulations around that. Like how do we regulate that, right? And slowly it happened. Same for the Uber. Like Uber came, then the whole the taxi business basically it came around and said, this is not going to work because blah reason. And government also intervened and kind of cleared the path for them because innovation always make their own path basically, right? And here, like in crypto space, like of course, like it will be hard because so many regulations around it. You have to think about the money laundering, KYCs, and taxations, and multiple other things. But I think each country will have some kind of regulations around that, and I'm hoping that Indian government will take the proper decisions around it, and I think it shouldn't be a problem. It should be easy to create a crypto company, blockchain company out of India going forward. Yeah.
Yes, so talking about the crypto space, so you talked about the stringent restrictions set by the Indian government. What difference did you feel in the outlook of India versus other countries towards crypto?
I think in India there is still like there is no regulation, by the way. Like no, it's still in the gray area. So if you think like there is no ban or there is no kind of no open to crypto as of yet. But I think yeah. So when we think about the um, government, right? Like government has to do something, because of course, like you need a regulation in this market, and I think they are working on it. It's still gray area there. They haven't decided anything as of yet. But I think I'm pretty sure they will favor in crypto, right? And if you think about the Indian regulation versus US regulation, um, one second.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So yeah. So it's basically Indian versus Indian government versus US government or maybe other government. So I think India will or kind of follow US government in that sense, like the US regulation. So I feel like it shouldn't be that much difference in the regulations in terms of taxations and the other parts of the crypto thing. So I'm very open. I haven't thought much about that. But I think it should be similar to US regulations. Yeah.
So, but this was the outlook of the governments. But what do you think is the difference between the outlook of the people in general, people of India versus people outside? Because we see that only the young generation is the one who is actively investing or trading in crypto in India, especially.
It's because of the regulation, right? So let's say if
Yes, yes.
government comes with the proper regulation, everyone will just jump on it because currently people are scared, right? The most people are scared because of the gray area of the regulation, right? Otherwise, that if government say, okay, this you can do this, then that should be fine. I'm also seeing more people putting their money in crypto slowly, right? And because they also want to kind of expand their portfolio, etc. Retailers will come slowly. I'm seeing also huge surge in the young generation to go into crypto instead of the stock market. If you go on the Twitter and the overall sense, the overall market, like you will see, like people are moving towards the crypto instead of the stock market and normal finance. So for the older generation, I think like government regulation will clear the confusion and for them, and then we will see the huge surge in crypto after that. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Sir, can you tell us more about your thinking behind Polygon? Like when you created Polygon, there were also other uh, companies that were resolving the issue of the scalability of Ethereum. What did you think that? Why did you think that Polygon would be able to fix that when other companies weren't able to?
Yeah, I mean, if you think about so give me 2 minutes. I'm just traveling, so give me 2 minutes. Huh? Sorry.
Yes, yes. And if you people have any doubts, do send them in the chat. We'll be asking them to sir towards the end of the session.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just getting out
Yes,
the
sir.
car. Okay. So yeah, when I started, right, like um, there were many scaling solutions. Like there was stretcheners, there was plasma, there was just a simple sidechains, etc. Right. So I just evaluated everything, right? Okay, so how they are going on the market, how they are supporting the developer, how they are approaching their scaling problems, right? So the thing is that people so what I thought is kind of people don't care about the scaling, right? People just care about their own application. They don't care about which kind of security it provides. They don't kind of care about like how it works, the complexity of it.
Excuse me, sir.
And,
Your voice
and
is
that's
breaking.
Now it is clear. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir, it's fine.
Hello.
Yes, sir, it's fine.
Yeah. So so I was kind of thinking like no different kind of solution and thought like what is the why developer would build on your platform first of all, right? And then they don't care about the complexity, right? They don't care about the like which kind of tech you are using or etc, right? And in that sense, I was just evaluating multiple scaling solution and for example state channels, right? So for the state channels, if you think about like it doesn't provide any kind of smart contract execution, right? If you want to do that, like if you want to provide any kind of smart contract execution, it takes a lot of effort to do that. So no developer going to do that, right? And there were some kind of plasma implementation, and the plasma implementation had a issue that they are using UTX or base model, like similar to Bitcoin. So you cannot like you have to change your application, right? And to support that, first of all. The second point was it just provides the payment solution. It doesn't provide a kind of any kind of state other than payment. So I evaluated that, right, and thought like this is not going to work even if they are very popular, very famous, and backed by good investors. Um, this is not going to work, right? And then so that's why like I thought like let's create the EVM compatible plasma, right? EVM compatible chain, EVM compatible chain, so people can just deploy the contract which they are going to deploy on the Ethereum chain. They just deploy on the Polygon chain, Matic chain, and that's it. Like no need to change anything, and it should work. So that was the idea. That was the trade-off. Like no, I was just looking at multiple things and see this will work, this won't work, everything evaluated, and then that's how I started working on this Polygon.
And I also think that Polygon being compatible with EVM also led to more implementation of dApps on Polygon. And what are your views on dApps, the decentralized apps? Because there are currently 350 plus dApps on Polygon.
Sorry, I couldn't understand your question. Can you repeat?
So what are your views on dApps, the decentralized apps, and how are they better than the conventional apps?
Definitely. So see, take example of Paytm, right? Paytm app as application or any kind of financial application. Right now, if they want to like they are controlled by simple one central party, and it's a Paytm company. If they can, they can shut down the whole Paytm, or they should censor your transactions, censor your wallet balance. They can stop you withdrawing from the Paytm, right? Here on Polygon or any kind of blockchain, let's say if you deploy something, it's uncensorable, right? Like you not like if you want to withdraw, you can withdraw. You don't need any permission from anyone, right? That's a biggest change, right? Now the second change. The thing is that let's say if you want to use Paytm or any other kind of financial infra, you need a permission from them, right? If you want to integrate Paytm, you need to do multiple things. You need to integrate and take the permission approval from the Paytm and then integrate it, right? In blockchain world, you don't need any permission to integrate any application, right? So take an example of Aave, right? So Aave using multiple other, it can use multiple other protocol. We have Curve Finance. Like Curve Finance is basically trading between the two stable coins, right? So it internally uses the Aave or maybe Compound, right? So what kind of they don't need permission of any kind. There are many applications they are using Uniswap in the backend, right? And when they are using Uniswap in the backend, they don't need permission from the Uniswap at all, right? It's a decentralized, it's a permissionless, right? So that's a that's the biggest advantage in the building the blockchain applications, decentralized applications. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. So my next question is, how has the proof of stake and Ethereum 2.0 affected Polygon and the other cryptos working on Ethereum?
Yeah, I mean, I think very few people know that Polygon uses proof of stake. So we already have a proof of stake
Yes, sir.
on Polygon, right? In Ethereum 2.0, even if Ethereum 2.0 will come with the proof of stake, it won't increase the scalability like to kind of know in millions, right? So that they won't support that because obviously they want to stay decentralized as much as possible, right? They have some limitations on the security, block scaling trilemma basically, right? You can't just have a security plus the decentralization in the same no in same manner, right? So the thing is that if they want to kind of have a decentralized as much as possible, right? And then you can't have a scalability if you want to have a security as well, right? So uh, even if Ethereum 2.0 will come, it won't support millions of transactions, right? And that's where we need a Polygon or other L2 solutions to scale the Ethereum. So it can have many L2 solutions on top of Ethereum and everything. Yeah. So I'm kind of very optimistic about the kind of when scaling increases, right? There will be more and more people start building on the blockchains, right? And then you will have the same problem after some time, right? It's like when you have a Uber everywhere, right? Like people just start taking Uber, and after few days you will again waiting for the Uber on the Bangalore airport. So it's always kind of when demand increase, people start using that more and more, and then after some time you will again need uh issue of the scalability. So I think yeah. So I'm worried about we won't be able to scale as much as we can. So that's majorly we don't have like Ethereum 2.0 will solve every scaling problem. That is not going to happen at all. Yeah.
So do you think Polygon will remain unaffected by Ethereum 2.0, or will it uh, actually gain some traction?
So it will gain some traction. So by the way, uh, currently Polygon is on Ethereum, right? And when you move your tokens from Ethereum chain to Polygon chain, you have to make a transaction on Ethereum. And it also kind of affected by gas price of Ethereum and gas price and the congestions of the Ethereum, right? So if 2.0 will come, more and more user will be able to do deposit or withdraw in a less fees, right? And I think that will make Polygon more usable instead of less, right? And I'm hoping like more and more user will start using Polygon after Ethereum 2.0. Yeah.
So, but Ethereum 2.0 got implemented last December, right? Hasn't it
Uh,
still
no,
been
no, no.
implemented properly?
It's just a phase zero. It's not a full implementation. There is no execution layer as yet. Yeah. So it's a misconception. It's not completed yet. Yeah. It's still it will take few years more. Yeah.
Okay, few more years. Hello, sir. Hello. Hello, sir. Isn't can you hear me? Can someone just confirm if they can hear me?
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Okay, okay. There's some network issue from sir's end. Okay, we'll just wait for sir to come back. Hello.
Hey, sorry, network issue from my side. Sorry
Yes, sir.
about that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so
Yes, sir.
I was saying, Ethereum 2.0 is still not complete. It was just a phase one, phase zero, sorry. It will take few more years to complete. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So my next question is, currently the market share of Polygon is roughly around 0.5%, and its current rank is 17. And you have mentioned that you intend to make it the third largest crypto. Can you talk a little about your vision for that?
Yeah, definitely. No, so idea is to kind of stay on the Ethereum, right, and scale the Ethereum everywhere. Right? And to do that, not one solution going to be fit all the developers, all the dApps, right? And that way, like we are now like started working on multiple other solutions just beside the side chain, right? And it could be optimistic rollups, secure rollups, and app specific chain using the Polygon SDK. So what we are going to do is that we are going to support or offer multiple different scaling solutions to our developers, right? And with that, you don't need any other solutions for Ethereum, right? And that's where we have like this will and it makes us kind of very valuable company in the near future. Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Can you please repeat? There was some internet issue in the middle.
Yeah. Sorry, I was saying so once we have a multiple other scaling solutions live, like ZK rollups or rollups, right? And we're also thinking about creating DL. We already kind of created the data availability solutions, right? So where you don't have to worry about the scaling of the optimistic rollups or the ZK rollups, right? You can put your data outside the Ethereum on the DA layer, and it will kind of provide a kind of infinite scaling solutions for you. And with that, we are hoping that we will be developers don't need any other kind of scaling solution at all, and it will supposedly theoretically makes us kind of highest valued company after Ethereum. Yeah.
Okay. So the usage of Ethereum is directly proportional to the usage of Polygon in a sense.
Yes. So currently, so if you see the community of Ethereum, right, there are no blockchain which has a community as big as Ethereum, right? Everyone, if you think about, everyone is building on Ethereum one way or another way, right?
Yes.
And what we think, if we just scale the Ethereum to some extent, there will be no competition left for the Ethereum at all, and just Ethereum will just rule the whole ecosystem, and we will be supporting them in that reason. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, and how did COVID and lockdown affect the crypto market and Polygon? Can you tell about that?
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, like crypto market is unaffected by the COVID, right, and lockdown, everything, because in fact, COVID made us all realize, we're going to be remote, and you don't need to be physically present at any places, right? And crypto is specifically very known for the remote before COVID started. If you think about, like, even we raise fund remotely, right? We never have not traveled to US to raise fund from the Coinbase or any other countries to get the money from Binance. We raise the whole money from people remotely. We hired remotely, like we are currently 100% remote, and still, like we made like uh, uh, we made it kind of this far remotely, full right? And all the companies in crypto, like 99% are remote companies, and I think that actually boosted the COVID and lockdown boosted the crypto, to be honest. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but there was initially a dip, right? just like the stock market, there was also an initial dip in the crypto market.
Yeah, it's just a speculation, to be honest, right? Like if you think about the usage, it increased after the COVID, right? So of course, like people speculate in crypto, similar to stock market. So it was a dip, but I think then the whole NFT DeFi boom came. If you notice, right, the NFT DeFi boom, NFT boom was like where on the in the COVID, people were trading NFTs and integrating with DeFi, etc. So I think speculation is a different thing, to be honest. Like usage is a different. So I'm saying like usage increased a lot, and also like, after the initial dip, like the whole market was up. Yeah, in the throughout the COVID.
Okay, so sir, with that, we move towards the last few questions of the session, and they're a little more general questions for the students. So, do you have any advice for students who are interested in the crypto industry? Because many are interested to work for a company such as yours, and what kind of opportunities from a career point of view are being created by the crypto industry?
Yeah, I think crypto is very well known for the uh, for not looking at the degree and your percentage, right? So even if of course, like you guys are very smart from in India, so it will be easy for you guys to kind of jump into crypto and take this opportunity, right? And if you think about, this is a new market, right? And whenever you go into in the new market and grab the opportunity, it will like benefit you a lot. Think about the Flipkart in 2007, iPhone before the any smartphone, right? So every in new market, like you can capture anything. And if you want to go in crypto, I think the Balaji tweeted one tweet, and he mentioned multiple resources there. I can forward you to you after this call, and you guys can take a look and see like what you can do, and then deep dive into the crypto space, Twitter, crypto, etc., and see like what opportunity lies everywhere, and you can go and grab it. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, yes, do send it. I'll forward it to everyone else too. The tweet.
Yeah, definitely will do.
Yes, sir. Then, this is the final question from my end. Any advice for students willing to start up in this space, given you are growing your company very rapidly and you have received even an investment from people like Mark Cuban? That must have been huge for you.
Yeah, I mean, just so see, like one advice I followed specifically is that don't follow any advice, right? Because everyone has their own. Uh, so let's say my journey was different than yours, right? And sometimes if you follow all the people, then you will end up the same result, right? All people will end up in the same result. So you need to think about yourself, why I should do that instead of doing that, because even if people are doing something, it doesn't mean it is right. Same thing it happened for us like 2017, right? When everyone was doing something differently on the scaling spectrum, like stretcheners and plasma UTX, etc. We didn't do that. We did something different, very in reverse, to be honest, right? In different direction. And people actually laughed at us, why you are doing that, this need to work, etc. And still like we continued and it worked. So yeah, like just follow your instinct and see like if it works, then work, that's fine. If it's everything is experiments, right? Like everything is experiments, and experiments might fail, or it might succeed. Yeah, so it's up to you.
And so, can you suggest some untapped area of this crypto field, where there is scope for startups and innovation?
I think the whole crypto is an opportunity, right? Like it's up to you. I don't have any specific in mind, but if you go and see, if you're passionate about one problem, and if you think like you can do better than other people, maybe even if you are not the first, you can create and make best out of it. So it's up to like it very case by case basis, to be honest. Like there is no specific answer to that. Like you just go in crypto and see like what other people are doing, and then if you think like you have some ideas around some particular thing and you can make it better, yeah, just go for it. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So with that, all the we can move to the audience questions, I believe. And people, if you have any more questions, do send them in the chat. We'll be asking them to sir directly. So the first question is from Bhavya Singh. The question is, what are the safe sources to invest in crypto? And person recently invested in Ether, but the people ran away with his money and he lost 4.5 Ether, which translates to 270K. And the amount was really significant for him not to invest in crypto ever again.
So generally, see, I don't give a investment advice because it's very risky and regulated. So I wouldn't comment on that particularly, but I'm just saying, don't come in crypto just to make money. If you have a lot of money lying around, then you can do that. But if you are saving, if you are just putting your saved money in the crypto, you don't do that. Yeah, I just say that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't give you tips and everything on. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah.
That is a general advice only. Ki only invest the money that you're ready to lose.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can't give you investment advice obviously on public forum. Sorry. Yeah.
So, but can you suggest some safe sources to invest?
Uh, it depends. Yeah. I mean, if you are in the crypto, think about before investing. If you're investing in some project, think about what they are doing, what is the team, and multiple other things. And if you are, let's say, simple, if you are investing at X amount and it's currently X minus something, just wait. Just wait for, if you don't need money, just wait for a while and then think about it, right? And just don't just go panic mode and withdraw. Yeah, simple.
So it's better to read about the crypto first, right? In detail and
Of course,
see what
if
it's
you are,
actually doing.
yeah, of course, you need to think about read about the crypto project, what they are doing, how team is, what is the roadmap, and multiple other factors, right? And then you can kind of start small, simple. Yeah.
Okay, so the next question is from Ashish. Why do you think the government will approve crypto as it is decentralized and they won't get any benefit out of it?
It's just not you government just we just don't want to replace the government. Simple as that, right? There are some things which we can do better way than the government, right? Simple example, right? If you want to send money from Indian bank to outside bank, uh, there are currently legal system in the backend which takes a lot of days, lot of fees in between. Government could kind of support to reduce those fees for the users, right? It's not everything goes to the government. They are basically people in between taking the cut, right? And government can change that and reduce the burden from the people. So I think that's a fair point for the government to regulate and allow crypto.
So, but do you think that it is still in the gray area because in every few months there is a debate about the crypto ban?
Yeah, I discussed, right? Still government is thinking on it, right? Everyone have their own mindset, right? RBI is thinking differently, banks are thinking differently, government is thinking differently. So the gray area will stay until the government will push the actual regulations around the crypto. So after that, I think everything will be sorted. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So the next question is from Ashish only. Is crypto manipulation possible?
In manipulation, what manipulation happens every day on stock market, right? In anywhere. So if you think about the price manipulation, of course, it depends on I can't comment on multiple things, but yeah, it's not regulated, first of all. So there will be manipulation here and there, but we never we we never knew, right? Because it's unregulated and everything. So In stock market also, you see, right, multiple TV series also on the stock market. So like, yeah.
So he meant as in how Elon Musk did it
Elon
with
Musk,
the
see,
Dogecoin, with the Dogecoin in
yeah,
Bitcoin.
yeah. So sorry, I don't have I don't have anything to say on that because he is a big guy and kind of no. Even if he comments on the stock market changes, right? That the share price changes, like as you can see. So it's I won't be surprised if he tweets something and crypto market goes up and down. Yeah.
A similar thing happened with Ronaldo as well. Ronaldo and Coca-Cola thing. The
Yeah,
whole thing
same,
happened.
right? So yeah,
Yes,
so this
yes.
is very normal. I mean, if you're big enough guy like Elon Musk or Ronaldo, like this is natural. That's how human mind works, right? Like everyone follows big guys, right? So if some Elon Musk say, okay, hey, do that, everyone start doing that. Simple as that.
Yes, sir. There's one question from my end. Sir, what was the reason behind rebranding yourself as Polygon? Because like I knew Matic very well and I took part in trading competitions as well. So I knew it as Matic only till last November.
Yeah, I mean, see, when we started Matic, it was just plasma in the commit chain, right? The chain we have, POS chain. And people always thought about that whenever, even if we change our roadmap and maybe expand our roadmap and allow multiple scaling solutions as a part of Matic, people always think about Matic as a plasma. And we had that experience, and that's why we kind of know we expanded our ecosystem, expanded our roadmap, and we said, okay, now we are not just a Matic, we are just Polygon. We are more than that. We are more than we have been before, right? And that mindset basically is very important for us. That's why like we did the rebranding, and to make sure like we say, okay, hey, we changed than before, right? If you simple example, right? Like if any company changes the name, you always ask like why change? As you just ask, right? Like something has changed. If it's something has changed, then yeah, like that's fine. Like you can do the rebranding. So that's like human psychology, right? Where if someone changes something, you will always ask like what changed
Yes, yes.
internally, right? So yeah.
It
So
gets the
that's
people's attention, I think.
yeah, exactly, yeah. So
Next question is, can blockchain be integrated in the healthcare ecosystem in the near future to assure data security and overcome challenges of the interoperability?
definitely, I'm seeing some enterprises doing some POCs in healthcare area. But yeah, I'm not expert to be honest in healthcare, right? So I can't say much about it. But yeah, like no, people are doing that. If you're interested, like you can explore, and maybe my team can help you connect you few healthcare companies and blockchain which are building on blockchain everything. So yeah, but yeah, of course, like you can do that. Yes.
And do you guys have any more questions? Because these are the only questions I've received till now. If not, then we can conclude the session in 2 minutes. If you want, we can also allow you to unmute yourself if you want to ask the questions directly to sir. You can just raise your hands. Okay, sir. So this is an interesting question. How long do you think crypto will survive in India? Someone has asked.
Uh, Survive or not survive? Like, what is the question?
Survive. How long will it survive in India? Because there's news
Forever.
about getting banned.
No, it won't get banned. Don't worry. Yeah, it will survive forever.
Okay, sir. I'll take your word for it. So one more question. Uh, it's from Bhavya. I'll read it. I didn't get your question, Bhavya. Question is, I buyed last March, so I didn't invest it heavily, but it went high enough, so it was not bad. So it was not that bad of a risk.
See, please don't ask me about the investment advice. I wouldn't be able to help you. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Do you have any more questions? We'll wait for a minute. Okay. So question is, will magic bounce back? I don't know what exactly it means. Will magic bounce back?
I don't know what it's been like. Are
Matic,
you asking
Matic.
again price?
There was a
Yeah.
typo. There was a typo, I think. Will Matic bounce back?
No comment. See again. Like, please don't ask uh, regarding price.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Do you have any non-investment related questions? Okay. Sir, is there any way to mine Matic currently?
So there is no mining. You can stake, by the way. So we have proof of stake, right? So there is no mining. You can go on the wallet.matic.network and you can stake your Matic tokens. Yeah.
So involving the proof of stake, right?
Yes. So you can be part of the proof of stake system by delegating. Yes.
So, but what is the use of stake when there is no mining?
So that's how proof of stake works, right? Like you keep lock your token in the system, right? And you become a validator, right? And then you start creating blocks, right? It's see mining. You can also call it mining, but it's not mining like Bitcoin mining, right? When you say uh, locking the Matic tokens as a part of a stake, right? And then you become a validator of the system, and then you produce the blocks, right? Yeah, does it make sense?
So, but doesn't it come under crypto mining only?
Yeah, you can
Confirming.
call it. You can call it mining, but it's not actually mining. Mining is basically, Bitcoin mining. It basically finding one particular nonce to create a block, right? So terminology, of course, you can say that whatever you want is up to you. But I'm saying, yeah, it's a staking. Yeah.
So the next question is there anything you would recommend, like what kind of course or some specific knowledge for a head start in the crypto development world?
Yes, I will share the details after this call, as I said before. Yeah, I
Okay,
will
sir.
share.
The next question is Matic limited like Bitcoin or unlimited like Doge?
Um, it's limited and in terms of supply.
Yes, like Bitcoin only 21 million Bitcoin can be mined and Doge can be mined infinitely. In that sense, I think.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so we are similar to Bitcoin.
Okay.
We have 10 billion supply.
Do you have any more questions?
Okay.
Sir, question is, so there is no way to mine, but I think sir answered it only.
Mhm.
It's similar. The terminology we use for it is mine only, I think. The general basic terminology we use for it is mining only. Okay, I think with that, we can conclude the session as there are no more questions.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
sir, for your time and advice. The session was actually really insightful, and I personally got inspired a lot by your journey. And I think it must have inspired a lot of other people too. And I sincerely hope that we can have you with us again really soon. And thank you everyone for joining. Hope you have a good day. Bye bye.
Yep. Bye. Thank you. Bye all. Yeah.
Thank you everyone. Anmol, you can stop the recording. I think.